All right, cool shit that works. First thing we're gonna talk about is this hand gripper thing. As you can see, this has got a counter on it. You probably can't see it super well. Um, it counts the reps. It also has a adjuster as far as how hard you have to squeeze it. And it's got a bottom reset as well. And the cool thing about this thing is it's more linear. Much unlike a lot of the hand squeezing devices, it's more of a straight pull. It takes all your digits and equally pulls them at the same time. So what you do with this thing is you hit this reset button right here, and that resets it to 0, right? And you just do this 100 times if you can. And it gets pretty arduous, around about 50 or so, your forearm's going, hi, that really does hurt. You might want to quit, but no, we're not going to do that. Anyway, so that's how that works. And it's state of the art. I'll have to figure out who actually designed this or manufactures it and get them on the show. And because they put some thought to this one, they really did. Next is this bad boy. They make it in different configurations. And it's got a tension knob on it, right? What you do is you twist it like that. You twist it, and it has a lot of pressure on it. You can put as much pressure as you want to on it, and it just pumps your forearms like nobody's business. It is amazing. You get 25 of these, right? And then you go this way. And that hits the top of your forearms. Then you go 25 this way, right? Then you go the same thing like this. And then like this. 25 times. And I actually have a bigger one in my gym bag that we do in between sets of crunches, triceps, whatever. It's just the in-between tool that we go ahead and rep out some forearms while we're doing it. You end up with forearms that are vascular and substantial. I mean, for an old guy, I guess that's not too bad. Then today, I received this thing. I was looking at it, and I just went, oh my God, this is silly. I need to have it. Well, how this works is you take your fingers, for me, I think 3 at a time on this, and you just squeeze it. It takes a little bit of adjusting to get used to it, but you squeeze it. And that really works those metatarpals, or carpals, or whatever they are, on your fingers. And you just squeeze it. And then you take the outside ones and you squeeze them like that. 25 and 25, right? Same thing with this one. Grab it to where you can actually grip it with your fingers and squeeze it. It takes some getting used to. It takes some dexterity. You squeeze it like that. Just the getting used to it and adjusting to it takes some effort, which is good because it teaches you to grip things, more cognitively. Same thing with this. You grab it with your pinky and your thumb and you squeeze it. And if you have any problems with either hand, hopefully that'll alleviate it or catch it up with the other one. So anyway, so there's a couple of the cool things. There's 3 of them. And we have a bigger one of the twisty thing. And, and then the rope ones that we also have shown in previous things. Next, we're going to start fooling around with training with electricity. we're going to get the Newbie machine. We're going to hook some electrodes up to the legs. And what that is it's like a stem machine, but it's about 100 times stronger than one. So when you actually flex the muscle or press or curl, the joint isn't nearly as engaged as the actual muscle. So if you have an injury, then you can still train that muscle. It doesn't atrophy as fast. And, it helps with therapy also. You can switch the, not the impedance, but you can go from negative to positive and positive to negative on it, which hits different parts of the muscle fiber. And there's different settings with it as well that is therapeutic. But, this is where science is going to catch up with bodybuilding. Also, we're going to talk about peptides and my thoughts on the whole bodybuilding community and how we cut for a contest. We don't have to beat ourselves up like we used to. It's not necessary. As a matter of fact, I find it to be somewhat foolish, the way some of it's being done. There's no reason to be standing on a stage the day of a contest being about as close to death as you're going to be in that particular month. There are peptides that pretty much make the fat come off. Our own body has that ability. We're not cheating with that. It's just that these switches that made that happen in the past got broken off from pollutants in the water, pollutants in the food, the plastics, and the toxins and everything else, and pollutants in the air. That's why there's some people that are more genetically gifted. Their filters in their bodies just tend to work better for the poisons, and maybe they probably might have eaten better in their lives. It's kind of hard to say. But all these things are adjustable. Science is a real thing in bodybuilding. Science is a real thing in the power sports. If we approach this in a scientific way, and then, throw a little spirituality on top of that, it's a hoot. And you'll get where you need to get. The day of people being obese just because they can't not be, I think it's over. I really do. That's just my take on it. Have an amazing day.